actually one society will be changed, so things around an individual will also be changed. The reason is that an individual try their best to fit in that present society. So that's why they change their ideology, they change their norms, values, and up to so on. Now the idea is that who will bring these changes, the core idea.
Yeah.
If we talk about the societies, what do you mean by the societies, how you would explain all those things? So first we will start from the core idea, and then we will explain the terms, that what does it mean social control, and how you would explain the social institutions. So before explaining all these things, first we will understand the society, that what does that exactly statement mean, how we define it, society in the sociology. So if we talk about society, let's say society, we call it that society is made up of different social institutions. For example, family, education, religion, media, and up to so on. What we are talking about, that all these, if you see, family, religion, media, we call them social institutions. So all these social institutions are the component of the society, or you can say that all these social institutions make society, or you might say that society is the
Yes.
combination of all these social institutions that exist, right?
Yeah.
Now that is a core idea. So what
Yeah.
all these social institutions will do, all these social institutions will impact an individual behavior. This is the core idea of our today's lecture and tomorrow's lecture. What is the core idea? All these social institutions will
Okay.
impact an individuals. For example, if we talk about an individuals, remember, whenever I talks about an individual, it's mean that I'm talking about one person. I'm not talking about their siblings, their parents, their friends. Okay, we are talking about one person. If I'm talking about you, it's mean I'm
Yeah.
talking about the Faiza. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about Faiza's parents, siblings, and friends, and all this stuff. Now what all these social institutions will do, but all these social institutions will impact an individuals, right? So family will also try to control your certain actions, education will also try to control your actions, religion will also
They will
do the
impact
same,
people.
and media will also try to control your actions. So it's mean, when if I combine all of my thoughts, what I will say, that society basically will control an individual actions, right? So we will learn one by one that how family control and individual actions, how education basically control an individual action, how religion and media and up to so on, how they control or how they shape an individual behavior, right? So now that was the
Yeah.
basically the idea, core idea. Now the question is that why all these social institutions influence an individual, what is the core idea behind it? So what is the core idea why they will try to control an individual actions? The idea is that to bring order into the society,
Yes.
to bring order into the society. We have another words to explain this one. Sometimes we say that brings stability within the society, stability within the society, right? Social controls. Now how we will
Yes.
bring order into the society? The question is that by controlling an individual actions, by controlling an individual actions,
Okay.
by controlling. The question is how is that, how we will bring order into the society? By controlling an individual
You
actions.
control.
The next questions, who will bring order into the society? That is the questions. Who will control an individual actions? We are talking about social institutions. social institution basically will impact an individual actions or control an individual actions, right?
Yeah.
We sometimes call them agency of socialization, also call them agency of socialization,
Okay.
right? So there are two different terms that we will use: social institution and agency of socialization. How, what does it mean, agency of socialization? We already have understand:
Family, education,
family,
religion.
media, education, and up to so on. Okay, all these combined we call them social institution. Now the idea is that how all these institutions will bring order into the society, or how all these social institutions basically control an individual action through sanctions. Through sanction, all these social institutions will impact an individual actions. Sanctions could be both ways. This could be a positive and can be
Negative.
negative, right? It could be a positive sanctions or it could be a negative sanction.
Negative.
Positive sanctions and negative
Negative.
sanctions. Positive sanctions, sometimes we call them as a reward, and negative sanction we call it as punishment, right? So
Yes.
by applying the sanctions, social institution, what they will do, they will control an individual actions,
Individuals.
right? What they will
Yes.
do, they will control an
Controlling.
individual actions. And by controlling an individual actions, we are saying that we will bring order into the society. So the core idea, who will bring order into the society? All these social institutions that exist around us, for example
Yeah.
family, media, religion. What we are saying, that all these social institutions are the part of the society, or we call them as a society. So society basically trying to apply all these sanctions, and they will control an individual actions. And by controlling an individual actions, we are saying that there will be an order into the
Into
society.
the society.
All these institutions either can be formal or informal, right? So
Yeah.
formal means something which is in a written form, right?
Yes.
Anything, any sanctions that is in a written form. For example, we talk about
Laws.
laws. Laws mean we are talking about the court,
Yes.
right? We are talking about, for example, the workplace.
Yeah.
And if we talk about the informal, let's say we might say
Family.
family, and also the peer group,
Yes. Yes.
right? So what is the core idea behind it? What we have understand so far, that all these social institutions, they will apply the sanctions, they will control an individual actions, right? And by controlling
Yeah.
an individual actions, what ultimately happened, we will control an individual actions. And by controlling an individual actions, by telling them what to do and what not to do, right? What is good for
Yeah.
the society and what is not good for the society. So you have to follow those things which are the good for the society, and if you follow those particular things, you will be rewarded, right?
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you are doing those things, for example, which are not beneficial for the society, you will be reprimanded. So all this
Yes.
stuff. So by telling them what to do, what not to do, they are trying to control an individual actions. And what is the core idea? The core idea is that we have to bring order into the society, and we are taking the support from all these social institutions. Basically the core idea is that all these social institutions are the main factors which brings order into the society.